Hi, this video will be a brief overview of how to use reporting in Cloud Retailer. Reports can be accessed through the Reports menu on the left side of your screen. From here you can search for a specific report you want if you know the name, or we can browse the available reports as well. Another thing we can do here is get to what's called the Reports Catalog, and this is just an area where you can view all your reports in more of a text list format. I'm going to go here, I'm going to search for the detailed sales report, and that's what we'll look at today. So the detailed sales report will load with some filters that are default filters. And our default filters in this instance are going to be our dates. Okay, and the shifts filter here, we don't need to worry about this. This is for a different function unless you actually want to filter by a shift. This report specifically wants us to click search after we've selected some parameters to load our report. I'm going to have to go back a little further to get some data here. Maybe even a little more. Okay, now we got some data in our report, and by default, we're showing a grouped report by the first two columns, location name, then department. So we have a subtotal on our departments, and if we want to drill in further and get the line item detail, we use that arrow next to the group to accomplish this. Now we can see each line item sold and what was involved in this total up here. Otherwise it'll be grouped by department and show you just per department totals. You can change the amount of groups up to 3. Your third column here would be category. Or if you change the 1, it would be just by location. So now we see the total for this location. If we use department over here, we can change which column is driving the filter and get rid of location altogether, for example. By default, it's going to show up with location and department though. Clicking expand all groups and searching again will open all these arrows and get rid of all the grouping. Once the groups have been expanded, you can see we have all of our line items by department then. Getting rid of groups altogether will just give us a line item report. No groups, it'll just show each individual line item sold. You can see no more subtotals or headers up here anymore. Okay, so next, additional columns. On the left side, there's a plus button on the first column here, and these are your other available columns on this report. So we can add like a transaction number, for example, and let's add register number. Click add selected to complete. And once this loads, we'll be able to see our additional columns to the right side of the report. Now I have a transaction number and a register number where the transaction occurred. Reports also have hyperlinks for like transaction and product. Clicking on this link will open a receipt, for example, if one is this is imported data, or take you to the product page, for example, to look at that specific product. Columns can also be rearranged or removed. You can remove a column by using the X in the column header. Moving columns around and reordering them. If you hover in the middle of a column and see this hand, you can then click and grab and move the column. Place it where you want. And making columns wider or narrower is done by putting our arrow in between the two columns, clicking. Now you can move one way or the other. That'll wrap up this portion of the videos for reports. Thank you.